Hold up. Woo. I'm coming in hot. Hold up. Yeah, back again. It's been too long, people. It's been too long. And I know y'all missed me. And leaving you was so wrong. But hey, come on in. Save your applause. Because we making moves. Thank you, man.
Every day of the week.
We back.
Listen, it's been a long time. You're right.
Home. We ain't just back here, we back home. And the home of the organically fabricated, culturally uncultured, specifically unspecified, unradio broadcast of No. All right. Back again, Mr. LA Runs Dallas here at the helm. And we are here with two dudes, your hosts of the show in question. Nathan, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, brother. Just, enjoying to be back in the studio. We had some technical difficulties here before, but, it's good to be back home.
Yeah.
Giving people what they're looking for, giving people what they want. Good show.
Doing our thing, man.
Doing our thing, brother.
Uneducated, entertainingly unentertained host of this show. And this is the best use of wasting your time every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. that you can't get back. And always remember, I'm always right.
No, I'm right.
Well, let's kick out the show then.
Oh, man, let's get it.
It's October.
October?
Take
the C out of there.
Take the C out.
Don't need the letter. It's probably silent anyway.
That month of September, my birthday month.
Right.
Woo!
I'm surprised still alive.
Hey man, we had to take some different avenues with the show.
Right.
How litty that was. I'm just saying. I mean, like I was all a blur.
Right.
It was all a dream.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
Right.
All I know is that it was great.
Too much fun.
And it was all about me.
Right.
As it should have been.
As every other month in your mind is. So I guess why not shouldn't it be with the month of September?
The world is mine.
Right.
In the palm.
Oh, that's Nas.
Yeah.
That's Nas.
Yeah. Who?
Whose world is this?
Who's Nas?
The world. Nas. Nasir Jones.
Let me see.
Nasty Nas.
Can y'all see that he's faked the rap version of TD
Jakes?
Oh, that Nas. Okay.
No, that guy. Okay. Yeah, that guy. Took the big L.
Hey, but speaking of birthday present time.
I
gotta show the birthday present that I received.
So we are extending the birthday celebration by showing off the birthday gifts
that I received from my fans.
Gifts.
Yes, I have gifts. I only brought one. Okay.
Okay. Just making sure
From one of my biggest fans. I have to show.
I don't want to break the jokes.
This is a special edition of Unboxing with LA.
Is it now?
Special edition.
Special edition.
And it's the special edition that hits close to home.
Does it now?
Let me show you why.
Why is that? I'm so intrigued.
Are you?
I am definitely intrigued.
Get ready.
We're reaching down.
Get ready.
And it's
Get ready.
Bob, is this like Odyssey 2001? Right. A Space Odyssey. Okay. We got the chromy toes.
Okay, come on. Describe it for me.
We got the graffiti. No, I'm right.
Okay.
Side.
Okay.
We got the top. It's a Vans, I believe, and then we have some artistry on it.
Okay.
And then then there's some picture of some
the
shiny,
the star,
spectacled,
the guy, the man, the
legend, shiny, spectacled,
the everything,
the alpha and the omega,
and then flank to a lesser extent.
Right. So I want to make sure we're clear on that. Could you switch them? Okay. Right. So I just want to make sure they're in the right place. So the guy who's on the right, who's always right, is who? The guy on the right
yes,
foot.
On my right.
He's on the right foot.
The guy that's always right is right here.
No, on the right.
Yeah, on my right.
Shoes.
On my right. On me.
You're right.
Like a captain, like the lieutenant. On me.
Stage left.
On me.
Yeah, on me. Right. Absolutely.
On my right.
I saw Remember the Titans. Yeah, on me. All right, facts. Big facts.
So there we go.
No, so the Vans, all black. You have them customized, personalized. I would have to guess or have to ask the question, is that from the CEO of Vans?
Hey, I was told that right now, as we go into licensing, I cannot reveal who the actual person is that funded this gift.
Right.
But since we're going into licensing right now, I would just like to send a special shout out to you, man. You are the man or the woman. Who knows?
Who knows?
I can't reveal that right now.
Right.
But thank you very much
It's
for
a
the
mystery.
one of one of the No I'm Right sneakers. Right
Absolutely.
Here, one of one.
So mine are coming in the mail, correct? Or?
I think maybe you missed the premise of one of one.
One of one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting my
Yeah.
2 of that one or 2 of 2 or 3. However, I'm supposed to get my shoes in Amazon, FedEx, or.
In the words of one of the most successful, non-talented, lyric-wise rappers, I am number 1. 2 is not a winner, and 3, nobody even remembers. Okay.
Okay, now who is that?
That's your boy Nelly.
That's your boy. Okay, listen. That was so obscure. I have no
lyrically deprived, but he is one of the most successful rappers out there.
Absolutely. Listen, I like Sweatsuit. Listen.
Yeah.
Pimp juice.
Yes.
What?
Pimp
Listen,
juice.
You only love
It's
me
not
for my
pimp
juice.
It's not pimp.
No.
There's only one pimp.
Is there one?
There's only one pimp record.
Is there a same pimp that wrote the song "I'm a Jerk"?
Indeed.
Right.
That's a smash hit.
It was a smash.
If you know, you know.
Right.
So,
no, I'm right 100@gmail.com. Ask us that question. Right.
Ask around. It is October the 9th, right? So this would make show number 20.
Yeah.
This is show number 20.
Number 20.
And we brought it to you. We brought it to the people who want to start off October fresh with show number 20.
Show number 20.
So here he is.
Didn't think I'd make it.
And you didn't.
Right, I didn't.
And
I thought, wait. You said before we made it. That wasn't
you
on
barely
mic.
made it.
That wasn't on mic though.
I understand that you had, a visit to, check your health and.
Well, yeah. I went to the doctor last week, and I had some cricks and aches and pains or whatever, man. It was really just a checkup. But the day before, I had some issue with my foot. And your boy's falling apart, so I'm gonna need some sort of retirement package, like a platinum umbrella parachute type situation, because I'm gonna die soon. My plantar fascia is broken, so I have what they call plantar fasciitis, which is where the ligament that connects your foot to your heel is inflamed. So since I stand all the time, because I'm a chef. It makes it seem as if, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my foot. So standing is an issue. So I'm being a wheelchair, crutches, one of those little scooters. You know those things, those nifty things that people roll around in with their one knee on, and like a little bike?
Okay, yeah.
I love those things, man.
The big fat guys, the big twins.
No, not the
Guinness
twins.
Book of
No,
World
the ones that you put the little scooter that people slide on. When they hurt their foot, hurt their leg.
Yeah. With the little knee prop.
Yeah, a little knee thing.
Okay.
Yeah, those things are great, man. They don't get
great.
Yeah,
that's a word.
They look awesome.
Okay.
And nifty.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to use that word a long time.
You had a checkup.
I had a checkup,
which they actually was checking your pulse.
Rich,
they just need to make sure
they were making sure my coolness level was
They've never
still,
seen a fossil
right
that was still living.
Right.
That's the first thing.
I think the word you're looking for is specimen. Right, because I am a male specimen.
Smell specimen. Correct.
Yeah, I would tell you to spell specimen, but still, either way.
Yeah.
No, I am.
It's like, hey, I drink, so it's just specs without the S, and then Amen right after that. Okay.
Specky man, right? I'm a specky man, right? No, I clean, other than the foot, clean bill of health. I do smoke cigarettes, so unfortunately, I need to stop that. I've been knowing that for years. So they told me that what I could try to do is acupuncture. I was not aware of that. And I Googled it, which Google is the devil, but I Googled it, and where they put the needles is behind your ear.
Okay.
Which does not sound, I would rather smoke a cigarette than have the needles put in behind my ear. And it's $85 a session.
So apparently you don't quite understand what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What?
So
I mean by that,
the cigarettes haven't done the job that we are oh so patiently waiting on, you think for some reason this is renewed strength.
Right. Absolutely. I should just continue on down the path I'm already going. I'm gonna ride the train I boarded.
So besides hell, you're just gonna keep failing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to hell. Listen. The person you see before you is the renewed Nathan, because the old Nathan, my ticket has been punched. I already got my bags packed, brother. I am hell bound, my G. Okay. Hell bound. But feeling good, feeling better. Good. Gonna stop smoking.
Okay.
Gonna stop drinking.
Are you?
I'm not drinking right now. So that's step one. Gonna do a Spartan race.
Okay.
We talked about that. So I'm on this big health kick. We're going to make sure that I'm going to live for many, many years. So I'm doing the 3 Spartan races. One is the sprint,
folks.
one is the super, and one's the beast. All next year. So I'm going to start chronicling my road to the Spartan race. That's all I want to say, man. Go ahead.
All right,
I know you
awesome.
got your shits. Get your
Hey,
shits.
it writes itself.
It does. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm gonna let our fans go ahead and make all the. I'm sure they've already.
I just feel as if we don't speak enough about our personal life.
Yeah.
So the fans get to know us.
Well,
And I'm saying that just to say, you know, if I can embolden myself to the fans and, you know, hey,
yeah, for
inspire.
Kind of like, you know, the Popeyes chicken sandwich is definitely a limited time only.
Right. Well, the McRib is back, so that's important. It always comes back.
We don't know Nathan.
We don't know about that yet. We don't know Nathan yet, so he might not come back. No.
So, like we assure every single week, we have a guest. We have a guest.
We have a
guest.
A guest.
We were supposed to have guests to kind of bring our, you know, come back to life in a major way.
Gang, gang.
And it seems that we only managed to get one of them. But in some form, we'll say that we got the best one of them. Let's introduce a member of the HOC, the Hangout Clique, Mary Williams.
Hey, I am the best.
You are the best. Well, by nothing
Besides
else,
Amber, because that's family.
you
so
showed up,
I
so
can't.
you're the best. You're the most prompt. So if nothing else.
thanks.
Hello, young lady. How are you doing?
I'm
Mary,
doing good.
quite
I'm doing
contrary.
Quite, she is.
Quite contrary.
And we'll learn more about that.
Right.
guarantee you.
Right. Yeah. That's hashtag stripper.
It's great. Hey,
Not,
man.
yeah. Oh no.
You gotta do-
No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. No, I wasn't saying it like that.
You gotta do
No.
what you gotta do to make what you gotta make to get what you need to go.
Listen, Wop Daddy.
Now, first off, let's get on and get this out the way.
Right.
What you got to say, man? 3 and 2.
So no. Don't say no.
I'll let you have it. Go ahead.
So first off,
your life's ended. So you're.
I kind of wanted to slow things down a bit, but I said, okay, we don't have to do that. LA came on a Facebook Live or whatever and just guaranteed a victory 2 weeks ago for your Dallas Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Bet me on camera
Yeah.
that they were going to win.
Yeah.
And the loser had to do something. I would have to wear something. He would have to wear something. Or I had to say I was wrong. Man, I see you didn't wear your New Orleans. We weren't on air last week, but maybe you could just say something like, Nathan. No. Mr. Price, you are always right. I'd be satisfied with just that. Can I get a little bit of that? Just a taste? How about just right?
Are you talking?
Right, yeah, I was asking you a question, but still, I mean, it's interactive podcast, but either way. So
Sometimes.
I'll ask Mary.
Watch the laugh.
Are you a Cowboys fan? Are you a football fan?
I like football. I mostly watch college football, but I like football. Yeah.
Okay. So
I watched the end of that game.
End of that, it was a sad end. It really was. They tried. They tried so hard.
It was.
And then I was like, okay, you know what? They're gonna bounce back. Maybe that was a trap game.
Timeout.
Yeah.
You don't get to jump from game to game.
Why not?
Let's start with that one.
What?
First of
Well,
all,
I didn't get no response.
First of all, there wasn't nothing sad about it.
Sad.
It was two offensives struggling.
You're right.
It was really close.
Struggling to capitalize on two strong defenses. Let's get the record straight right now. There was nothing sad about it.
Sad.
It was a defensive effort, and the Cowboys scored a touchdown to where the New Orleans Saints didn't. Okay? All they could do was kick their way to a win. And guess what?
What was the last word you said there? To a win?
To a win is
To a
okay.
win, right. So it doesn't matter how you get there.
Hey, it's
As
okay.
long as you get
Apparently,
there.
that's all
They could have got all safety.
Yeah, that's why
the defense could have got all safety.
The phrase "cheap victories."
Well,
that's the
say-
reason why they're there. That's
But,
why it's there.
You don't have to put a qualifier on it. You can just call it.
No,
a victory.
I
That's
didn't
what
put it on
was.
there. I didn't put it on there.
You
It
just
was
did.
society did.
Society.
I just
You're
joined.
not a part of society, right.
I'm a part of society.
Right,
Cheap
so-
victory. That's all it is.
You see how Cowboys fans get when you say them a little bit of the truth?
No, I owned it.
Defensive?
I owned it. Sir.
Okay, right. So it's not that they lost because Cowboys supposed to have this high-powered offense. That's what you said.
Correct.
But the high-powered offense was stalled against
Yes.
the New Orleans Saints, who did not have who? Their starting quarterback?
No, they had a starting quarterback.
They didn't have their starting quarterback.
Because since you're not really a sports fan,
okay, here we go. You out. So yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater was the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
Right, yeah,
so
but
therefore,
before the
he
game,
was not a backup.
Before the
he's
game,
a starting quarterback in a backup role.
Right,
so don't get it twisted, bro.
So
he's a starting quarterback.
He is a backup.
They went from one starting quarterback to another starting quarterback. And furthermore, Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback is a backup quarterback.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We was praising Dak. We were praising Elliott.
Kellen Moore was a backup quarterback to Tony Romo.
And wasn't the head coach a backup quarterback to Troy Aikman as well?
If we're going to try to say, what
does that have to do with anything?
They didn't have the starting, blah, blah. Let's not go there with it because we're going to go all the way with it. Okay? So don't even go there with it. It was a starting QB versus another starting QB.
It was?
And that's what happened.
That's 2 week man right there.
Yeah, but now we got to move to.
That's what it is.
I know. I was going to get to that because the horror continues. Like I thought the scariest thing I was going to see over the holidays was going to be it. I saw that with my daughter. It was the horror show that was the next week. The Cowboys played. What team? It was. It wasn't the Dolphins because they beat them. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the Redskins because they beat them. Mm-hmm. It was the Giants. Mm-hmm. They beat them. They beat the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins.
Right.
And then, of course, we just discussed they lost to the Saints.
Right.
And then they played another team last week, and I can't remember who it was.
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay
Packers. Yeah, that's
because that's what the team is called.
Captain Rodgers.
You can't not mention the Packers without saying Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Michael Jackson and the Jackson. The
Jackson 5.
Right. You got to mention the reason.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles.
Exactly.
Right. Got you.
Gladys Knight
and the Pips. Right.
Exactly.
So, Captain Rodgers
facts
came into Cowboy Stadium
as usual,
right? And because he's good in Cowboy Stadium,
that's what he do,
and proceeded to put.
No. I'm gonna use
because it was.
I'm a wrestling fan.
Before you get into that, let me say this. Okay. Before you get into that, real quick. Early on,
okay.
Did you start crying?
No.
When the beating started?
No.
Okay.
Because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Right. A good quarterback.
And the Green Bay Packers.
So.
And the reason why I state that.
All right.
Is because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Hall of Fame quarterback. Future Hall of Fame quarterback.
Every time this man faces off against any version of the Dallas Cowboys.
Any version.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
I'm talking about you can go back to Sensabaugh, Scandrick, Roy Williams, Anthony Henry,
Nate, everybody.
Who we had? DeMarcus Ware, Marcus Spears, Malik. The list goes up to the current Cowboys. Malik Collins. You got your Randy Gregory, who's suspended right now.
Right.
You got your DeMarcus Lawrence.
Right.
We had a whole nother DeMarcus now.
Sure.
You got your Jeff Heath, Awuzie,
all of them.
He's
just naming names.
That's at least 9.
That's like all of them, right?
It don't matter who's on the defensive side,
right?
Your Van Der Esch's and Jaden Smith. It don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Aaron Rodgers does Aaron Rodgers things,
right? So we can say that we lost to a good team.
In the words of my favorite wrestler, The Rock.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers came in and he layeth the smacketh down on the Dallas Cowboys. Plain and simple.
Right. Okay.
Plain and simple.
You know what? I appreciate you saying that because I know that was big for you to say. Because normally, as we saw when we spoke of the New Orleans Saints, you get pretty heated.
I don't like the Saints though.
Right.
Because I don't like the Saints fans.
Right.
Because you know why I don't like the Saints fans?
The
same reason why people don't like obnoxious, sipping the 90s Kool-Aid Cowboy fans. I agree with people who don't like those Cowboys fans.
Who still
I'll put my Cowboy Kool-Aid cup from the 90s got dust on it because I ain't picked that mug up in so long.
Right.
But I can't stand the New Orleans Saints fans. Why? Because they act like the 90s Cowboys fan. They won how many You would swear the Saints are the Patriots of the NFC.
Right.
Like, they just are the team. Like, oh, it's the New Orleans Saints. You can't come into the, what is it, the Superdome and beat the Saints. You know, the Saints go marching in. It's who that, talking about they're going to be. Man.
But they did win.
The paperback boys.
The paper bag? Oh, the Aints.
Paper bag boys.
I do know some references when it comes to
and that's my thing is that, okay, the Packers beat the Cowboys. Yeah.
They're a good team.
Aaron Rodgers owns the Cowboys. I'm even inclined to say that Aaron Rodgers makes the Cowboys his bitch.
Right, yeah. I wasn't going to say it out loud, but I'm
glad. But my thing is, it's Aaron Rodgers, though.
It is.
That's fine. Aaron Rodgers has been to more Super Bowls than the entire franchise of New Orleans Saints.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers himself. I ain't talking about the Pole Packers because we can go back how many times they've been. I'm talking about the Saints. Right. They've been to how many Super Bowls?
You want some water?
One. They've been to one Super Bowl, but you can't stop them from talking about the Saints as if they are the Holy Quran of football teams. You moved your ass to Dallas.
Right.
And you won't leave.
Right.
But you can't stand nothing about Dallas. Take your ass back out there to New Orleans and overpopulate your city to where everybody else want to visit and they don't want to live there.
It sounds like
you are
in a fervor.
Okay? Yeah, because I don't like them, man.
You're about to start frothing in the mouth.
I don't like them, it is, and they know it, and they know why.
It is beastly.
And that's what
how
that
you
is.
Are.
I don't care if we. I feel like the Saints fans do now. Now, I feel like, you know what? We are y'all Super Bowl.
Right.
The Cowboys is the Saints Super Bowl. Actually, they don't care if they don't beat nobody else.
That's most teams in the league, though. That's most teams in the league, though. Everybody gets
head that wears the crown.
Right.
That's why they're called America's team.
Damn. Yeah, that's a marketing thing, but
don't matter. It's marketed correctly, because everybody gear up for the Cowboys.
I said that. I agree.
What other NFL team is talked every single week?
Patriots.
No, every single week.
Patriots.
The Patriots are not talking about every
Tom
week,
Brady
bro.
And Belichick.
I'm talking about off season too. They're not. Yeah. The Cowboys are talked about. There was no discussion about the Patriots off season unless you're talking about Robert Kraft in Oasis getting a little handy J. But it wasn't nothing else talked about with the Patriots.
Wasn't there a picture of Jerry Jones and a prostitute?
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, it's the same thing.
But but the Cowboys team was talked about all off season.
I agree that a popular team. The most popular team is the Dallas Cowboys. The highest valued team is the Dallas Cowboys. Rest and relax. I think you did all that in one breath.
I'm just on the Saints.
I know.
I had nothing to say about the Packers. The Packers scooped with the Cowboys' ass. Okay. Point blank period. But the Saints don't get to brag about 2 points.
Right. Okay.
They don't get to brag about 2 points.
We'll bring it down, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing, Mary?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. You heard all of that, and I know that you said you're a football fan.
LA gets really passionate about the Cowboys.
He does. I know. That's why.
But that's how Cowboys fans are.
That's how all Cowboys fans are. And you know what?
But I don't see Kool-Aid though.
Right. Okay. I appreciate.
Isn't that what Bud Light is though? It's like Kool-Aid. Cowboy Kool-Aid.
Right. It really is. But you drink. Whoa. You drink Bud Light?
No.
Okay. Thank God.
Okay.
We would end the podcast now. No, but most fans.
I like the Bud Light.
Right.
I like the platinum.
The platinum Bud.
I like both of them. Yeah.
Right.
Hilarious.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
You would know nothing else about that anymore because you stopped drinking.
I am not drinking right now. I'm going to keep saying those words. Okay. So rather
Friday 5 o'clock.
Right. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Please. Friday. Anyway. No. So I respect a fan. I respect a fan and their passion and agreeing with something and being a part of something, win or lose, big or small, fact or fiction, or whatever. So there's something to be said about that. Or do you have any type of fanaticism for anything in particular that would rival the fire? Right. So
the type of fire that LA has for the Cowboys is the type of fire that I wish to have just for my community. You know, you're so inspiring. You're very inspiring. It's like I am growing right now to have that same type of passion, you know, for
certain things in the community, like a community leader or some sort of...
Yeah, just within myself, just being able to communicate with the people that I... Why are you looking like that?
I think he's calling BS on some things.
I mean, he may be calling BS right now, but give me a year.
Are you a reformed person? Like, is this the Mary who we wouldn't have known last year? Are you a different person from last year or a couple of years from now? Have you transformed yourself onto a new path that LA might be a little skeptical about?
Not necessarily. I want to see the transition that LA has gone through.
Oh.
To get to where he has to be so passionate and confident within himself.
LA is a unique...
You came out the womb this way?
LA is a unique individual. I will say that to anybody. It is a pleasure to know him.
I use the same...
Kind of... But it's always entertaining. I'll tell you that.
Always.
Laughing with him or laughing at him.
You know the thing that both of y'all have in common?
What is that?
You hang around success.
Right.
Because the man that's successful is the same man that it's a pleasure to be hanging with. Facts.
Right, I don't know.
Facts, not Falks.
Facts.
Facts, not Falks.
Right. Atlanta Falcons, right, whatever. Either way.
Hey, they are the Falcons.
Right.
Always a pleasure. I did want to say, though, the acupuncture, you should definitely do that.
Also, you've been probed?
I'm very pro.
Probed?
I have not, because I haven't found a reason to, but I'm interested in it.
I'm sure you found.
So
I can find, if I need a reason to cry, I'll just go get some acupuncture.
Well, what I've been told that it's
go ahead.
on the surface of the skin, so it doesn't hit any nerve centers. So
No.
It's not supposed to be painful. It's just the idea of the needle in you that causes you apprehension.
It's not even in the idea. Like, it actually opens up pathways in, like, your neurons and releases emotions.
I just know your nails. Okay, so are you more holistic?
She sure better have them nails ready.
Right. So let me check, make sure.
Oh, listen.
We just gonna throw the shade tree at them.
No, I was feeling very pro-black when I went to go get my nails done.
Just today?
No, every day.
Every day.
But very particularly that day, I had watched a Michael. I'm gonna get his name wrong.
Michael.
He goes by Kwame now.
So let me ask you this.
Stokely Carmichael.
Oh, Stokely Carmichael, right.
Are you pro-black because it's some way of you new kids on the block trying to be cool with the pro-black thing? No. Or is this actually something that you really have an investment in?
There's
a lot of fakers and shakers and fronting on game.
Ooh, speak on it, King.
I'm actually glad you said that. There's a lot of fakers and shakers. And my dad was a wannabe Black Panther, and I believe so was my mother. The only reason they couldn't, just because they couldn't get to the locations of where they were. So growing up, they always taught me, the importance of understanding where you came from, the importance of understanding your people, learning about your people, the history, language, culture, just different things like that. So it's something that I've always known, but it's interesting when you talk about people who are like-minded and they don't know some of the very common things that you do know. So it's one of those things even just the 3 colors in the African-American flag, like a lot of people don't know what that stands for. And the only reason I do is because my dad had an obsession with African-American history and Marcus Garvey and Huey P. Newton and all those people. He was obsessed with it. So he always told me about things like that. But then you go and talk to other people my age or even our age, your age, and they just don't know about things like that. So then you get passionate about it because it's like, well,
let the sister speak.
This is still our show.
First of all, First of all, she was getting all Erykah Badu on us. I was enjoying it.
But she made that shade.
She
and
said,
that shade was smooth as hell. That's what
I looked at the both of you because I don't know how either one of you are.
But she emphasized it.
I was looking
how old I am and how old you are.
Right.
How old you are.
Listen, with age comes wisdom. Continue. Continue.
Come wisdom with caskets.
Right. Casket sharp. Listen, I'll be dead soon. Don't worry about it.
It is. We are building your insurance fund today.
Right. Absolutely.
It is growing into a passion to where I want to I want to have the energy that you have for the Cowboys. I mean, just like you can walk around every single day saying you want to make a change, but to do
something about it is something different. 100% totally different. I thought it was interesting. You said that there are some wannabe and some fakers in regards to. Are we calling them woke? Is that I know that's the phrase of the year or the decade or whatever, being woke. Are you calling BS on a lot of people who are saying that they are woke or they are inspired to make changes or be about the black culture? And if so,
I would only say that today about Rachel Zola, whatever her name was.
Zoloff.
Whatever her name was.
Matter.
She's the only fake one that I've seen recently. Everybody else, if you're brave enough to get up there and say something about some injustice,
right?
Whether it's injustice for 5 people or 1,000 or 1,000,000, it's still injustice. You know. And so,
speaking of, we were not on the air when the ruling came down for Anger Geiger. And I believe, so I guess I'll start by saying, what are your thoughts, both of you, on the result? How did you feel? Did you watch? Did you listen? I know you spoke on it on our Facebook Live, talking about justice and injustice and getting it right. Yeah. And having justice for Botham Jean and his family. How do we feel about the result? Do we feel justice was served? Do we feel with the sentencing and the verdict? It was so if people don't know, it's a guilty verdict, and she is sentenced to serve 10 years in a state penitentiary, if I'm not mistaken. If it's Huntsville, I believe.
It's a lot of variables to what we feel is justice and what's not.
When you're dealing with somebody that no longer has a life,
right? Because they can't speak. They can't speak and say what their part in it was, if any. So
I won't so much touch on the verdict, the decision, and then the sentencing, as much as I'll touch on my feelings toward the culture and the community in regards to what happened after the fact.
Absolutely.
10 years. I mean, hey, you know, it's the American justice system. We all know that it's in some form fixed, and it's been fixed for quite a few years.
In favor of one culture more than another.
We obviously know that if we play the role reversal of switching colors from the defendant
and genders,
and we already know how that would work out. We've seen it plenty of times. So. So I feel like there shouldn't be an opportunity for parole, early release,
good behavior, all that
like
kind of stuff. Right?
I feel like that if you want to make a statement about an officer having many options to do what's in protocol and did not, aside from the humanistic standpoint that we've all autopiloted our way to wrong places or wrong exits, etc. There's still something. I mean, if you exit the wrong exit and you're late for work and you have to go circle around and get back to that exit for work and it makes you late, you're late. Those are your consequences.
Right.
You're late.
You made the choice. You made a mistake.
So we pay for our mistakes. That's just what it is. So I'm sorry, there shouldn't have been any leniency in any form or fashion about the taking of this man's life. Mistake or not, mistakes have consequences. They have, every action has a reaction. So therefore, you got to go away. That's what it is.
Right.
Do I think 10 years is enough? Maybe not. I don't think life, because I don't think that she intentionally meant
it wasn't malicious.
To have a setup to go kill that man in that apartment.
Right.
You know, but I feel like 10, and then I feel like any opportunities to decrease that is wrong. I want to speak on our culture and how we feel as though forgiveness is wrong, and that we're forgiving our oppressors, and I don't understand that. The last step, and again, I might not be the most woke or the wisest person in talking about this, but I feel that somebody's being oppressed if they're not allowed the same rights and privileges and freedoms as anyone else.
100%.
So therefore, we're not being oppressed in this situation. It's not an oppressor. Amber Geiger's not an oppressor. So because the judge wanted to show a sign of mercy and wanted to show a sign of forgiveness and understanding and show that everybody has faith, everybody has a religion of some sort. So whatever that is, if she took care of the business at hand. She had her ruling. That was it. Ruling was done. We are done. The ruling's finished. Everybody's going to go to their proverbial homes, whether it's be jail or the actual house.
Right.
Everybody's going that way.
Right.
So how many times have we broke up doing? I mean, football players do it. They bang up against each other all day. As soon as the final bell or whistle goes off, guess what? Hey man, good game. You know, hey man, let's swap jerseys and all. That's the end of the trial. The trial's over.
Yeah.
So if she felt compelled to have that compassion, to give that woman that Bible, and if Botham's brother wanted to extend a hug, and his faith compelled him to do that, and his love for Christ, people,
right?
That's what we are all about. If these people have that faith in their God and their religion that compels them to do that, who are you to judge? Right. I have a problem with that.
I'm happy you brought that up, and I want to speak on that as well, but I want to give Mary an opportunity to say anything that she may have about the judgment and about the sentencing, and then we'll get into what happened afterwards, because I think that is, I mean, I won't say what I think, but go ahead if you have anything.
So I have two opinions.
Okay.
One of them is going to be very civilized, and one of them is probably going to be kind of mean. But the civilized one, actually, I'll go with the mean one first.
Well, I don't like how you in my direction me saying it.
Yeah, like the younger guy and the granddaddy.
Did you just have a birthday, Pops?
I did.
Right.
And my doctor didn't tell me I had plantar fascia go
play those closets. Right,
yeah, exactly. My feet is just fine.
Right. Yeah. For now. Exercise helps. Go ahead.
I think that the black judge had a chance to show her power. She had a chance to show Amber Geiger as an example for all the injustices that black people have experienced with police from the 20th century, the 19th century, and I'm talking, she had a opportunity to really get mad and do some stuff, you know.
Okay.
She chose not to. You know, that's fine. You take an oath that I don't know, that I'm sure holds you to an accountability that I don't have. You know, so that's fine. But I watched a video where she explained why she hugged her, and she said that Amber went up to her and asked if she would ever be able to come back from this, and asked for a hug, and da-da-da-da. And she said that she remembered the vows that she took whenever she was judge, and part of it was to do no harm and always hold up justice and be kind and, you know, fill in the blank. And so she said that she felt like she owed it to her to show her kindness. So, when she said that, I was like, you know, cool, fine. Right. But at the same time, it's like you had an opportunity to really show America, show the world, like, you can't keep killing us for no reason. Like that, it's starting to get ridiculous. The reason that she came, the whole defense that she came up with, like, she really thought she was in the wrong place and she was really terrified for her life. Like, I've been on the wrong apartment complex before, and I've accidentally walked into the wrong room before. Like, when you get into those big, huge apartment complexes where everything looks alike, like, I've done that before. Right. But at the same time, I'm not about to. I'm not a cop, so.
Right. So that's is that the mean one or is that the nice one? I'm not sure.
It's a mix.
It's the mix. Okay, so you just encompassed.
She really should have given her longer. But I don't think that's up to the judges. I thought that was up to the jury.
The jury, yeah, it's the jury decided what they wanted to give her, and she gets to say yes or no, yeah or nay. If that is, she didn't go against the jury.
Yeah, we're not lawyers.
Yeah, I'm not speaking like I'm legal. But
yeah.
Just we're talking about your own personal feeling. If you were in that position to make that decision, if you were in the position to make that decision, how many years does Amber Geiger get?
20 years with the option of parole. Even that seems light to me, but
right.
you know. 20
years. So double what she got now.
With the option of parole.
With the option of parole.
At 10 years.
At 10 years. So was that 10? LA, do you have a number?
No, I agree with that. I think that I don't think that if you're gonna give her 10 and if it's gonna be murder, you can't give it a manslaughter or less type of ruling on sentencing, because murder is murder, and I don't think that I've seen any murder trials where I've just from my recent memory, it's been less than 30 years.
Right.
Just from recent memory.
Well,
so if it's going to be murder,
right,
but yet it's accidental murder, which is no such thing in the.
Well, no, yeah, it's between manslaughter and murder, but there are different degrees of murder. First degree, capital murder, right. Things like that would get a mandatory sentence of 25 to life.
Exactly.
But as far as Mary, what you were saying in regards to she had an opportunity to do so, I don't agree 100%, just based off of our opinions in court and in the law today that the court should be unbiased.
Right.
So if you're to say that she had an opportunity to send a message, if that's your sister, you don't want a message sent. If that's your daughter, you don't want a message sent. You want each case to be judged on the merits of the case alone. Right. Not to say that you can't be passionate about things and have an opinion, but that's why we have sequestered juries. That's why we try to get a jury of your peers who are unbiased, right, so that they can't feel, oh, well, because this happened 2 weeks ago, she's going to get the penalty for them. That's still unfair.
That is very true.
The pendulum swings both ways.
Which is why I would never be a judge.
It's the reason for the scales of justice.
Absolutely. The pendulum swings both ways. If we want to be treated fair, we need to accept fair sentences. Now, do I think that the sentence that Amber Gaper got was fair? No. But because it fell within the guidelines of murder and she was able to get that sentence, I'm with you, LA. I don't think she intended to walk in there and kill that man or murder that man. But I think, as you said, you make a mistake, you pay for it regardless. Yeah. You know, if you're in a situation like if drug dealers, they intend to take care of their family and pay bills. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you decided to do that and it's illegal and you got people on drugs or whatever, how you do it.
You get killed,
you go to jail.
Part of it.
So my number would probably be 10 to 20. So I'd be within the same range as you guys. I think that she is sorrowful and remorseful. Yeah. And I think there is an opportunity for rehabilitation because if we lose sight of what jail is about, jail is not about punishing you.
Oh, we've lost sight about that.
Well, I'm just saying jail is about rehabilitation. Jail is about giving you time to think about what you've done and making sure but giving you a chance to regret or feel sorrowful for the things you've done, remorseful. Mm-hmm. And I feel she's at that point. Speaking of both of Jean's brother, probably the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Yeah, is and it's really not even the hug. No, it's him asking for it. Yeah, like it wasn't the fact that hold on. It's him. To me, it's him asking for the opportunity to do so. Yeah, like in any other situation, I'm sure he could have spoken with his attorney and done it off camera. Right, he could have done it later on when she was being sentenced. He could have visited her in jail and done it. But to me, the thought process of the young man wanting to do that because he wanted to embody what his brother believed was powerful to me. Now, I've seen memes of, our people, just any people, of the hug and, look like he's grabbing her butt and, all that stuff. I didn't like that. Yeah. I think we're taking away. I think we're taking away from the moment. Yeah.
There's some idiots out there like that, and then they laugh at that.
Yeah, but I think that was a inspiring and powerful moment. I know he said that his family didn't know about it, but I think that he took upon himself to do something that he felt would honor his brother. Now, Mary is shaking her head, and I know that shake. I've had women shake their head at me many times.
Boy, right? May I have your?
No. Facts.
Would you like to go out over that?
Can I have like? Do you want some water?
Yeah, this is time for us to.
Right. Lube or no?
But can I just?
Big facts. Anyway, so you feel a certain way, please argue, debate.
Oh, I'm not. I don't want to argue it because what he did was, I'm sure. A higher power hopefully told him to do that.
Okay. Hopefully.
I think it compelled him.
But you think... Okay, just tell us what you think. Just whatever it is that you feel. Don't hold back nothing. Whatever it is.
I just don't feel like my God would tell me to go hug the person that just murdered my brother. Okay. I feel like my God would tell me to maybe forgive, but to go out and extend a hug and, put money on their bonds.
How does your forgiveness manifest itself though?
Not being angry.
Right. You could forgive someone in a non-physical way, but I think what he was trying to was give comfort. Go ahead.
You might want to check out the story of Cain and Abel.
Well, no, I mean there's a vengeful.
So that's what I was trying to find a Bible scripture, a Bible story to give an example of that kind of situation where somebody showed kindness to somebody that had
done something that was unforgivable.
Yep. That was unforgivable, and it's not, and I don't want to say that he did it for the cameras. I don't think he did that, but it's just, I feel like that was a lot more of emotion than a higher power, maybe.
Well, I feel that the most famous Bible scripture is about God giving his only begotten son.
Right.
Who died on the
that's
cross
the biggest fact
for
you can say.
Sins that you've past committed and future sins that will be committed, and even shown that he could walk as man on earth and follow the guidelines of the book. Now, none of us are Jesus, never will be.
But we're expected to
walk in his way. Yeah. So I feel like, that man was compelled to do that. I just think sometimes you got to look past earth. Because if you have that type of faith, knowing that the afterlife is coming, and your position in the afterlife is more important to you than whatever your life is on earth, that brother just fast-tracked himself.
I would say, but take away the altruistic intent behind it. Let's just say he did it to relieve himself.
I think that is what he did.
You're gonna know if he's saying if a God didn't compel him to do so. Let's say he did it just because he was trying to deal with
make himself feel better,
and say, I am not going to keep hatred in my heart for this woman. My brother's gone. He would not have want me to do that. I need to move on with my life.
That's why I would do it.
Right. Yeah. And as I'm saying, you take that away, it's still a powerful moment. Yeah. The bringing God into it and saying that he forgives her and hopes she turns her life over to Christ. Depending on your religion. And I'm a Christian, but depending on your religion, that is inspiring. And if not, it is fake or whatever it is. But just think who it touched. Somebody who would think, why would somebody do that? And then think, well, maybe, I guess my point is bring them closer to their faith. Bring them closer in their faith to God. To find out that somebody who murdered, who I would request a hug from somebody who was just convicted of murdering my brother and sentenced, I would embrace them, touch them, not stab them in the face,
not choke them,
not paper cut their eyeballs, or.
See, I thought about all of those things. Like,
right.
God must need to work with me because
the famous saying that black people say is that God ain't through with me yet.
He's not.
Hopefully he's never through. You're always a work in progress. Hopefully he's never through.
If I were to put myself in that situation, I would do everything I can to not be angry, but to put myself out there to ask for a hug, like that came from somewhere.
Was it too soon? Like you could never get there because it's has it been a year now? Yeah. So is it too soon? Do you think maybe in 10 years you could forget? I mean, let's take the part about it being for other people or for her, for yourself. You need to move on. And the only way you can do it is by embracing this person, or let's say handshake, talk to him. I
think a really, really big question would be, which stage of grief is he in?
Oh.
And I wish I knew all of them just to spit them out there, but it really depends on which state of grief he's in to even know if it was a conscious, normal.
He didn't know what to do. He's still reeling from the death of his brother.
Exactly.
And I feel that it's not necessarily feasible to lose anger, as you put it, than it is to extend forgiveness. I believe that.
Oh, right. Okay. I see where you're going.
Yeah, I believe that you can forgive, but to a way lesser extent. We can talk about relationships, and I think that Nathan, you had a story about two podcast buddies that we were going to get into.
Right, yeah. I was going to save that to bring some levity, to lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
Depending on the time frame. Anyway, but since you said so, I will ask, since we're talking about forgiveness, let's say just for, and I guess we have custom.
But just to finish up, just wrap mine up, what I'm saying is that the forgiveness thing versus emotions are emotions.
Right.
And emotions we resurge at times.
Sure.
Sometimes they'll fade away, they'll come back.
Right.
I'm sure the wave of emotions from when this actually happened to now having the court trial brought them all back. So forgiveness is an act. It's an extent of compassion and mercy and all of that. So you can do that and still be upset. The man probably cursed her name 1,000 times after he left that courtroom.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But because of the fact he was able to extend that forgiveness to wipe his hands of that festering hate that he probably had
to leave it in the courtroom.
Yeah, that was probably very,
But if he did cuss her name in vain after he left, then
he still forgave her.
No, God wasn't in that. No, absolutely
not. No, you
not.
can still, but God.
No,
God,
you can't.
No, God knows his heart, so you can still be upset. I mean, giving forgiveness doesn't mean alleviating your emotions about it. We're human.
Yeah.
And God knows that. So just because we say, you punched me in the face, oh, okay, Mary, I accept your apology. I'm not still pissed off that you hit me in my face.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then I don't want to come over there and waylay.
I agree, but if
waylay right on, yeah. Not Wale, he's a rapper.
Yeah. You gonna love me for my ambition? No, flow this letter bomb or something like that. I can't remember.
Right.
Well, I would say passion and emotion all come from the same place. Happiness, sadness, extreme emotion, regret, whatever. It all comes from the same place. It's all adrenaline based. Your heart rate gets up. You're emotional about something. How you interpret it and how you deal with it is entirely up to you. So you can have the same emotion and have forgiveness for someone, but still be mad at him.
Right.
I forgive you for what you did. But what's the saying? I can forgive but never forget. I mean, you can boil it down to that. I can forgive you for what you did, but that doesn't mean we're going to be besties now. Right. You punch Lily in the face, we're cool. But if something else happens where you make me mad or you wrong me in some way, I can forgive that, but I know not to fuck with you anymore. I know that, yes, I forgive you. Fine. I know.
Sorry, Campbell.
Sorry, Aquafina. Sorry, Slim Fast. Right. So I can forgive you, but I won't forget what you've done to me and not let you do it to me again. So based off of what you guys are saying, yes, you can go into a situation where, yes, I'm still mad. My brother's gone and I'm sad, but I forgive you, the person, but I don't forgive the act. I don't forgive the act that happened that took my brother from me, because at the end of the day, my brother's still gone.
Right.
But I forgive you as the individual.
I forgive you as an individual because just like I'm fallible, so are you. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
It's in church on Sunday.
Your church is open every day, so you should go there.
The
Monday
Lord
through
needs
Saturday.
to work with me in my heart, because
7
I
day.
thought complete opposites on all.
You were gonna. So she'd be dead right now if it was up to you.
So you and Nathan riding the hill train together.
Right. Hellbound. My ticket's. Hey, listen.
Hellbound.
My ticket's not. No. God is working with me.
Well,
I mean,
God is working with me.
Well, he worked with me.
He's like this.
He was like,
I can't.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm reaching.
I gave you a chance, man, but you kept on with them strippers. Anyway, so. Speaking of forgiveness, as I say, I know I got to check the time. We got time? Okay. Yeah. Speaking of forgiveness, there was a podcast I listened to that had two guys on it who had their own podcast. And they were talking about what happened the last time they were on their podcast and together. One of them was mad. And he was mad because his friend. Not a best friend, lifelong, whatever, but somebody you do a podcast with, friend. So
we're best friends.
Best. I have a best friend. I know. But anyway,
we're best friends that don't like each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Not false. So anyway, to get to the point, his friend dosed his water bottle, as LA takes a drink of water, with Molly.
I started feeling a little.
Right.
It's a little tightness.
Right. Yeah. Y'all be careful because he's, going to be touchy-feely here in a second. But he dosed his friend with Molly, with the MDMA,
Not a chick that he saw.
No.
Okay.
No. He didn't dose it with a random white woman. No.
Right. Glad you said that.
Right. Because I know you're going there. Right. Molly Ringwald.
White.
Yeah. John Hughes movie. Shout out to Sweet, Pretty in Pink. Anyway, so he dosed him with Molly, and then on the podcast, and then proceeded to not tell him that he was dosed with Molly until at the middle of the podcast, he kind of said, "Are you okay?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You sure? Are you not reacting from the Molly I just gave you?" And the guy forgave him. And I want to know if your friend, somebody you're close with, you're hanging out at the bar, hanging out at the club, and they see you kind of bored, not having a good time, and they give you something. We'll say Molly. It's fine. And you find out about it later, and you acted crazy. You don't get pregnant like that. You don't go to jail. But you're outside of yourself, and you don't know why. Do you forgive them? Can you forgive a person that does something to you? I guess my point is,
are they controlling the situation around me? Are they controlling my surroundings?
They are sitting back and watching.
Yeah, but it was on the podcast, so
right. No, yeah, on the podcast, he was just sitting there and watching them, allowing them to do so.
But Molly lasts for like 6
I know,
hours.
Right. And this guy has a wife and kids that he went home to, so he had to tuck his daughter into bed, high on Molly. He had to say goodnight to his wife, and by that time he knew. So I've never done Molly. I've done other things. I've never done Molly. So, but what can I take from that is you don't react bad to it until you find out you're on it. Like you start to get paranoid. So you start to freak out. It's like, oh shit, what am I gonna do now? Because what am I gonna, fuck a squirrel? So I don't know what to do on Molly. But the things that happen are outside of your control, so you might freak out about that. Squirrel. Yeah. Anyway, so is that something that you guys could forgive? Not controlling the exterior,
so
allowing you to interact in the public and the environment. Could you forgive that person?
That is, and if they did it on the podcast,
yes,
you are aware that that's a criminal act.
Well, you have to prove that it wasn't what they call a bit, or it was actually happened. So the person you dosed would actually have to press charges. Because how can I prove that was Molly that I put in there? I could have said that. We're this wacky podcast. Yeah. Right. It could have been anything, and I told you that, and you freaked out. Right. So to get around that, yes, I understand where you're going with that. But to get around that, you just say, yeah, I didn't really dose with Molly. He's just, he went into heat stroke or something.
But if you did that, if you'll do something like that to me.
And then pledged he'd do it again. Said he had so much fun, he'd do it again.
Right.
Right.
So let's not even say Molly. Let's say I took your TV out your house. Hey, you
weren't using it today.
You bought a new one.
Right.
That was fun.
Right.
Let me take your new TV out your house. You know what I'm saying? Hey, why not?
Well, I see that, but I think the difference would be that let's say you have a job and let's say you lose your job because you didn't pass L drug testo because you had
Molly wouldn't show up on a drug test though.
Oh really? What does show up on a drug test?
Enlighten us. This is
Mary,
better news.
if you don't, Well,
it would show up. I think it gets off after like 3 days. Or
oh, okay.
Right. So let's say you had a drug test. You got into a car accident. Let's say weed.
Weed shows up.
Right. Cocaine.
Certain pills show not after like 48 hours or like 72 hours.
Oh, okay.
PCP.
I don't know.
Heroin.
So, question.
I don't know.
Just spitballing.
It probably.
You don't. You really don't.
Hey Mary, just spitballing here. Mary, just for giggles.
Is that why you're fun? Is that why you're woke?
Is there we mentioned mentioned cocaine. Let's just say that.
Right, yeah.
When's the last time you may had a bump?
Wow.
Wait. Last time means there was a first time.
Facts, not false.
Speak on it. Stay well.
Oh, hold on. Wait, the answer's coming because the mouth is opening up as we're about to reveal.
I plead the fifth. But what I will say is that you should, if you have the chance to try it, don't pay for it. Just try it.
That is another topic. Women get free drugs. What is that shit about? When's the last time you got some free drugs? Women just be batting their little eyes and...
We can't even get free food.
Right.
Can't get free drink. We can't even get it free before 11.
Right.
Them motherfuckers get everything.
11:01. Come on, get your ass in there, free bitch. Right. Get your ass in there. Come on in here.
Yeah.
So you have run the gambit, so to speak, on drugs. Is there anything you haven't that you want to?
Have you ever had a drug buffet to where you just try different ones at once? And
In my past.
Oh, interesting.
See, that's insider knowledge here that I'm not privy to that you should have spoke to me about before that we could have got in depth into.
No, he
but
wouldn't.
he is now. Don't say he would have told you. He's telling everybody now. Don't listen. Don't let him fool you. Don't let that smooth taste fool you. No.
So, I'm glad I've matured into meditating and yoga.
It works better for you.
Oh yeah.
How about hallucinogenics? Mushrooms, ayahuasca.
They're great.
They are. Mm-hmm. Are they still great?
Do you saute them?
No.
Okay.
You actually put them in peanut butter and make like a peanut butter sandwich.
Which one?
It's the best way.
Mushrooms. Right. So you do.
Are you
Are we allowed to give drug advice on this podcast?
We're not sponsors. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
We didn't already kill that camel.
Right, yeah.
That camel's deal is long now.
When I was speaking of fucking squirrels, they're gone.
Yeah.
So
Aquafina said, not this
we're gonna
one.
back up this week. Yeah. We'll catch you next time, guys. Right. Stay thirsty.
Yeah.
Right.
Great meeting.
Right. Good job. So there's a couple I wanted to try. DMT.
I want to try that.
Right.
I've heard of some people that have tried it. Mm-hmm. My thing is it only lasts for like 15 minutes max.
Right.
But they say, it feels like a whole day or whatever. But it's like 15 minutes. How much do I got to pay for this?
Well, you're getting free drugs.
You get free drugs anyway. You had a drug
buffet. That's
all.
something that you probably is hard to find free. And then it's like you have to have somebody to take care of you. Yes, right. you must have somebody to take care of you.
So you can't speak on drugs, but you can speak on that. If kids are going to do that, to do it in an environment that's safe. An environment where they're around friends.
Anything and everything you do, no matter what it is, even if it's
I
something,
love
cigarettes, weed, you always want
breaking the law.
Right, yeah.
Making sure somebody watches.
Right, you do it. Listen.
You do it. Do it around a friend. You always want to try stuff around a friend.
Hey, if you rob a bank, make sure somebody looks out. Just make sure the police.
Make sure you have to watch.
Right.
It's a fact.
Right. Okay, for the record, you need to have somebody watch you if you take fucking Ambien. Because there are some Ambien stories out there that are crazy.
Yes.
So it's not like it's all just illegal drugs, prescription drugs.
At least for the first time. Right. At least for maybe the second time.
You were speaking on Molly.
But for the Molly situation, if it was my friend who we have done something like this together before, and he was aware of the side effects of it, I'd forgive him. I'd be a little upset at the time. Especially if it was like, going home to my kids, dealing with my wife, dealing with all those type of things. Yeah. It's like, you couldn't
wait.
Or give me some
on vacation,
orange juice or something to get it to go away a little faster. Like, just something.
So a peanut butter and mushroom sandwich with orange juice on the side is what helps. Is that how I get my...
Those are two different drugs.
Mushrooms and then the Molly.
Molly, if you drink orange juice, I forgot what's in it, but it just helps.
Calm you down or heighten it up?
Hyping it up.
Hyping it up. Reminiscing.
So,
I didn't know we were going to talk
Mary.
about this.
That's the best part of the show.
We're going to table this for our next show with you. And we'll definitely be going further into these interesting stories about drugs. Would you like to also maybe let any friends of yours out there look at that camera straight ahead of you, or any connects know where they can reach
Shout out to Colombia.
Shout out
to any social media you'd like to display there?
Well, I'm currently taking a break off social media right now because the Lord is telling me I need to find myself.
She is so woke.
I'm not. I'm just crazy.
That's just because of the cocaine.
Yeah. The wocaine.
Wocaine.
Well, Mary, thank you so much. Representing the HOC, hanging out with us tonight.
The HOC does not do drugs. We do not sponsor.
No, we don't.
You don't promote drugs of any kind. But you're in the hangout clique, though, so I guess that's kind of...
Yeah, and we don't do drugs. That was in my past life.
So you're transitioning?
I'm transitioning out of the drug life.
Right. Nobody says that.
Not transgender.
No.
So, we want to thank y'all for showing up again. Make sure that you send all your comments, questions, concerns, and anything else we just don't care about to knowimright100@gmail.com. Also, hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. That's knowimright100. At both of those locations, send us a DM. Shout us out. We are not on Twitter because for some reason the character limit is not big enough for Nathan's ego. Yeah. So, again, for my girl Mary, the HOC, and my partner, this is Mr. LA Runs Dallas signing off. And as you venture on into sleepy world with your drug buffets and all that, just know this is not a drug-induced coma here.
Right. I'm always right. No, I'm right. Good night. Anybody got a DMT Connect? Hit me up. Gmail 100. No, I'm right. Whatever. I can't say it because whatever. Bye.